kids.
Hello, everybody. I'm John,
I'm Justin.
and we are the Gore
Goblins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's us. We watch movies,
Sometimes.
horror movies
Yeah,
specifically. And guess what we
specifically.
do? We talk about them because we have nothing else to do on Monday evenings, I guess.
I mean,
Which is
there's plenty
usually
to do
when-
on a Monday evening, but
which is usually when we record.
we choose to provide you with this quality entertainment.
All right. Yeah, that's what we do. Hoo-wee, baby. That is what we do. Anyway, today we're looking at Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. Not Freddy Got Fingered, which is
A totally different movie.
may or may not be a better movie, but Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. I'm looking at this poster for it, and it says they saved the best for last. All right, so the last time I watched this movie was, I don't know, a solid 9 or 10 years ago. I had teenager brain. It was the same time that I watched all the other movies because I was like watching a movie at night, right? I didn't like it. I remember once it finished, I was like, wow, that wasn't great. And I thought that the final line of the movie being Freddy's dead was really dumb. As a matter of fact, I thought and still feel that the last, 10 minutes of the movie is just pretty bad. I really don't like that part of the movie because it's the same thing with Jason Goes to Hell, where Jason just gets fucking two-pieced like it's nothing at the end of that one. But with that one, you could be like, well, they got a dagger. And I don't know, the movie's already been fucking goofy enough, and I guess this movie's been goofy enough too, but the problem is those last 10 minutes are dead serious, and Freddy's just, getting pieced up because he's human now. Never mind that they already did this in the first movie, and Nancy was just like, I'm not scared of you, and he fucking disappeared into stardust. Never mind that all that
That's
happened.
why he gave off a list of everything that killed him and didn't work.
Yeah, and I thought that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
There are parts of this movie that are great that I think are fun.
But it's just like I told you when I was watching it. It tries so hard to take itself seriously, and then you get the fucking Freddy Game Boy scene.
See, but that's what makes it funny until, because the juxtaposition that usually makes things funny is when it's a ridiculous situation that's played straight. There's plenty of comedies that do that, and they're all pretty good. And this one's this is a ridiculous situation. And it would have been, if Freddy was dead serious about playing on his Game Boy or whatever, then that probably would have been funny, but he wasn't. He was cracking jokes and breaking the fourth wall and shit, as he does now.
These graphics are great.
Yeah.
Beat my high score.
Yeah.
The Power Glove. Oh my god.
You forgot the Power Glove. What a
The intro
movie.
of the movie's making fun of Wizard of Oz, and it's like the first thing you see is Freddy riding a broom, and you're just like, okay, it's gonna be that kind of movie.
That's what you should know. All right, well, it's gonna be one of those. Yeah, all right.
I mean, I didn't remember shit from this movie from the last time I watched it until this, but it's like I like it and don't at the same time.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to watch.
I think the acting is pretty terrible across the board. There's a John Doe gives a line delivery. His character, the character John Doe, delivers a line that's so out of place with everything else going on in the scene. I don't remember. It's when he's first talking to Margaret or whatever the fuck her name is, Maggie, Marge, whatever. I don't know. And he's
Maggie.
And he's saying something, and then there's a small cut, and then he says he's like, I don't know, or something like that. And I was just like, oh, that's a bad line read. I'm like, that's the best y'all got, huh? I'm like, all right. And yeah, that was something. But the acting across the board isn't great. But more importantly, I think Freddy looks bad.
Yeah, this is
his
the worst
makeup,
looking Freddy ever.
his I know we talked about how we didn't like the design of Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy, but he still looked gross. He just looked like a witch, weirdly enough. But he looks cheap in this movie.
This was like, okay, we know he's gonna become human again at the end, so let's just make the makeup look as human as possible, so we don't have to put on 2 different fucking makeups.
But it's not. It just looks cheap though. Like it doesn't even look like that. It
Yeah.
just looks like cheap. It looks like he's wearing like a mask. It doesn't look like he's Freddy. You know what I mean? Like it looks like he's just wearing like a Halloween costume. So that was a little disappointing. Yeah, and the acting's pretty bad. We got. Let me see. Who do we got? We got John Doe. We got
Maggie/Catherine, whatever the fuck her.
We got Maggie/Catherine, which, spoiler alert, she's Freddy's daughter. We got Tracy, I think.
Yeah.
So all these kids are like in like a, not an asylum, but
It's
like a halfway home.
Halfway home.
And, Tracy's got some repressed memories of her father abusing her. It's implied to be sexually. And then
Heavily implied.
Heavily implied, yep. So, and then we got, what's his name, Ricky?
Who?
The fucking Mexican kid. They're always named Ricky. That's why
it wasn't Ricky.
They're
Carlos.
always fucking named Ricky.
His name was Carlos.
It was Carlos. Okay, it's Ricky or Carlos. That's not any better. So.
And then you got the white stoner kid, Spencer.
Oh, you mean John Arbuckle? Because that's who he is. Breckenmeyer. The John Arbuckle. He's a stoner kid because he's like, it relaxes me. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I haven't heard that before. Let me see. Tracy Swan. Spencer, that's his name, and then Carlos Rodriguez. What an inventive name for a Hispanic. You couldn't think of anything better. You couldn't think of anything more like, I don't know, Hispanic.
Instead of making him deaf, they should have made him a mute because his voice I couldn't stand the most out of everybody.
You're racist. That's fine,
That's
but
not racist.
but that's besides the point.
He just said every line like he was.
Oh yeah, he
surprisingly
wasn't that great.
Questioning everything.
He wasn't that great. And he gets beat by his mom, which, who hasn't if you're Mexican, if I'm being real. So, and then, I'm just being honest. I'm just saying, like, you could have, I love my mom. I love her to death, but like, growing up, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. You know what I'm talking about? So, but yeah, and then Spencer's just a white kid who's, angry that his dad is rich, and his dad's like, I want you to be like me, and Spencer's like, nah, I want to get high and fucking do nothing because I've never had to work for anything in my life because you're rich as shit. So, that's cool. What a great character. They don't all die, but most of them do. And John Doe's just got like amnesia, I think. He just kind of feels like a nothing character.
The way they introduce him in the movie, I thought he like came from some alternate dream dimension or something.
No, he's supposedly like the last of the kids from Elm Street.
Yeah,
also, wasn't Springwood in California?
I don't know.
I could have sworn I know Woodsboro's in California from Scream, and I often get those mixed up. But aren't there fucking palm trees in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2? Like, am I
Yeah.
Am I tweaking?
Yeah, there was.
Am I tweaking? Was Springwood not in California? Hold on.
I don't know, but the whole beginning with that whole the whole shit on the screen saying that all the kids and teenagers are all died by mysterious shit, and then he pops out of that dream like that and ends up close to Springwood or whatever.
Oh, I also loved that it started with a Nietzsche quote. And then immediately after that,
you get that fucking
the fucking Freddy quote. What does he say? Which one is it?
Welcome to Primetime, bitch.
It's the Welcome to Primetime, bitch. Truly on equal level of that Nietzsche quote.
And then you get the fucking like weird song that doesn't fit the tone of the movie.
The Iggy Pop song, yeah. Iggy Pop sings that. Alice Cooper plays Freddy's dad, which is fun, I guess. I don't know. He was the man behind the mask in Jason Lives. Isn't that cool? But yeah, Alice Cooper's Freddy's dad. Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold are in there for like 5 seconds because, yeah, apparently all the kids in Springwood are just fucking dead because Freddy just killed them all, even though didn't he like fucking blow up in the last movie? Like I thought, and they explained it away by just being like, oh, there's like these fucking sleep demons that, they keep him alive, because we get that exposition from one of the burly black guy from Alien, and he's all like, yeah, he's like, there's sleep demons. I can control my dreams, by the way, which I think is funny, because that means my man just lucid dreams every night, and that's insane to me. Teach me how, please. But yeah, I don't know. It's a very, very odd movie. I mean, it's like Jason Goes to Hell. It dumps a bunch of lore on you. Suspiciously, it's dumped by a black character in both movies. I don't know if they were trying to do something there. It's a little odd. It reads a little weird to me, but that's just me. But you get a lore dump, but at least the guy in I can't remember his fucking name, but the doctor in Nightmare on Elm Street or in Freddy's Dead isn't like, oh, I know everything about Fred Krueger, and he's just like fucking.
No, he just knows everything about dreams.
He just knows everything about dreams. He's Roy Orbison. Good for him.
Too bad he couldn't help any of the other kids survive.
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know until he knew.
So does that mean what's her face's baby's dead too, or did they move, or did she move?
I don't know, man.
I'm assuming she would have done the smart thing and moved.
That was the original script, was Alice getting killed, and it was going to take place 10 or 15 years later, and it was going to be Alice's daughter inheriting her powers, and then all the rest of the Dream Warriors from the past movies would come back to life in her dream. And because I guess when Alice died, she was going to release the souls of all the Dream Warriors, and then that was going to, they were all going to help her fight Freddy and beat him. And that didn't work out. Peter Jackson apparently wrote a script too. I don't know what the fuck it was about, but he wrote a script, and they were just like, no, no, we don't care about you. But yeah, so I don't know. This movie's. I know they said that Twin Peaks was coming out around the same time frame, and they wanted to make it surreal like that, and wanted to make it more comedic like that, but that's very hard to do because comedy in a David Lynch movie usually comes from, like I said, something ridiculous being played completely straight. And I mean committing to the bit completely straight. Or another thing about David Lynch movies is that there's really weird line delivery, which maybe that was because apparently Rachel Talalay, however you say your last name, she was obviously gaining inspiration from that. So maybe that's why the acting was so bad. But the problem is that David Lynch movies literally feel like nightmares, from start to finish. There's no way around that. So the stilted dialogue and delivery kind of helps it feel more dreamlike. And that's the thing is I can see what she was going for with trying to blend, blur the line between what's in reality and what's in the dream world, especially when they're in Springwood. I could see what she was going for, but you're not David Lynch. You can't, for an example, in Eraserhead, there's a scene where Henry goes to visit his ex-girlfriend at this point. And, at her family's house, right? And then they're it's like they're having a family dinner. Now, in this sequence, there is, I think Henry's ex-girlfriend starts speaking in tongues. And then I think, if I remember correctly, her mother starts brushing her hair to get her to calm down. And again, it's completely straight. There's no silly music. There's none of that shit. Henry's just what the fuck is going on? He's looking worried. And then the father comes out, and he's just and he starts talking about his job and how shitty it is. And you hear this rumbling, it sounds like there's a train outside. And then eventually his wife is like, hey, shut up. And then he calms down and everything goes back to normal. And I'm just is this a fucking comedy? This is so weird. And then he's like, yeah, we're making chickens. He's like, they're small, super small. It's darndest little things. And it's just really bizarre. And then And then like there's a point where they're eating the dinner and there are these tiny little fucking chickens and it's played completely straight and Henry has to carve the chicken and it's like it like starts it starts like bleeding black blood and like twitching and then like I think I don't remember exactly how it happens, but Henry's ex and his mother-in-law, I guess, start freaking out at some point and run out of the room crying, and the dad is just like, she'll be all right, and it's just like this like matter of fact like it's just another day type thing, and it's so fucking funny, and it's because it's played completely fucking straight. That's why that works. In the same movie, there's that weird fucking Eraserhead baby, right? And there's a part where like it keeps like crying whenever Henry's trying to leave the apartment. And it's like, this is a fucking comedy. Like, but again, it's played completely straight. It's played completely like it's like fucking like it's a dire situation. And then like there's a part where like the baby's like kind of coughing a little bit and he's looking at it and he's like, all right, whatever. And then like it does like a hard zoom on the baby and it's like covered in like warts and it's like stuffed, it's got a stuffed nose. And you want to know what Henry's reaction is? Oh, you are sick. Dead ass, that's how he fucking delivers the line and everything. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. That fucking line delivery. And again, it's because it's played completely straight. You can't make a surreal comedy like this without it being played completely straight. Mulholland Drive has the same shit. Lost Highway has the same shit. Twin Peaks, I'm sure, has the same shit in all the clips I've seen. So it's like, I get what you were going for, but the problem is you have Freddy Krueger in there acting like a fucking Looney Tunes character. And I know we saw that meme that I showed you a long time ago that said Art the Clown is like if Bugs Bunny wanted you dead. Freddy Krueger in this movie is like if Wile E. Coyote wanted you dead. That's what it fucking felt like. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it felt to me.
They pull a fucking Acme trope for one of the deaths when he pushes
the fucking bed
onto
of
the
spikes.
road.
And I'm not saying that's not funny, but the thing is like you were going for a different type of humor, and I'm not, It doesn't work that way because the movie wants to take itself seriously, but it doesn't work when you have a character being intentionally goofy in the middle of it. At least I don't think it works.
You know what I didn't get also?
What?
How after Mr. John Doe gets pushed out of the dream in the beginning, why does Freddy even like bother trying to poke his way through when that's used against him at the end of the movie, him coming out?
Because he's a silly little boy. I don't know. This movie doesn't make a lot of sense. But neither did Jason Goes to Hell. But the thing about Jason Goes to Hell is that movie knew what it was, and this movie knows what it is too. But again, it tried to walk that surreal line, and it didn't work because of Freddy. Because of Freddy, like that's why it didn't work, because you made Freddy a cartoon character.
And I mean, as good as Robert Englund is, I think this was the weakest he performed.
Oh,
as
absolutely,
Freddy.
absolutely.
You just felt like he was tired of it too.
Even his "It's a boy" line delivery in the last movie is better than pretty much anything he says in this one. There's not really any. I mean, there's memorable lines, but they're not memorable because they're like Freddy lines. They're memorable because you're like, why would he say that? Like, oh, I beat my high score. Like, what the fuck? Again, this movie would have been improved by 10 times if Inagata DeVito was sang by Freddy Krueger. That would have made the movie so much better. I would have loved it so much more, because you can't imagine my fucking hype when I watched this 9 or 10 years ago and I hear and I'm like, no, Freddy's not going to sing it. And then he didn't. And I'm like, God damn it. I was like, fuck. I think that's honestly why I don't like the movie, because I had all that excitement when I heard Inagata DeVito start. And I was like, he's going to sing it. And then Freddy's just like, no, I'm just going to let it play. I'm going to let it play. And you get a cameo by Johnny Depp in that scene too. As this is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs questions, and then Freddy's like, oh, what do you want? Looks like a pan and eggs to me, or whatever the fuck he says, and I'm just like, oh my God, Rob, I get it, man. You need the money, but come on.
And you get his fucking backstory as a child, in that one scene where he's just basically Cletus Cassidy.
I do think it's funny that Freddy never mentions he has a kid until the 6th movie. You compare that to Chucky, where they technically didn't have a kid until what, the fifth movie, but every movie after that, it's like there's at least some kind of reference to the older movies in like every subsequent thing, and then especially in the TV show. But I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird how, and that series isn't perfect either. There's plenty of retcons there too. But like,
I mean, if you think about it, if Freddy had a kid this whole time, why couldn't he have just used a direct link to him to get back?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He could. I mean, but
They
then
were
he would
just
have
like, what idea have we not used yet?
He would have had to find somebody to fuck his daughter, and then I don't think he would have liked that. Then he would have had to be like, "All right, I'm gonna pop out of my own daughter." That would be a little weird. But
I mean, he's a fucking child predator.
he's
I don't
basically a
think it'd be
pedophile.
weird
He's
to him.
he pretty much is a pedophile.
The
You're
whole
right.
"May I have another, sir?" while his dad slaps him with his belt
Oh yeah, that was weird.
after he got done cutting his stomach up.
That is weird. What a weird. I didn't like the actor that played him in that scene either. I was like, ugh, he's a fucking redhead. Like, no wonder. Because he's like smashing gerbils with a little mallet.
Oh yeah, the classroom.
And instead of
rat.
all the kids being disgusted, they're like, "Son of a thousand maniacs!" And it feels, I'm like, "What is this? A fucking Animaniacs episode? What is going on?
I mean, this one basically was.
What is happening?" I was half expecting Freddy to just be like, "That's all, folks," at the end of the movie. Like I was half expecting it, but instead we just get this corny ass Freddy's dead, and I'm just like, "Shut up, shut up." God damn it. Like, you shut your fucking mouth.
And then the ending credits have to feature like highlight reels from all the other movies.
Yeah,
It's
that
like here's
felt-
at least something
See,
good.
but that feels so weird because the whole fucking franchise is about a fucking child murderer, and you're showing his greatest hits at the end. It's so bizarre. That's like if after Osama bin Laden was killed, they just kept showing 9/11 videos. Like they were just like, check out what this guy did.
Well,
it's
like
so
they said in
bizarre.
it's like they said in one of the documentaries.
so
Freddy
weird.
just became so beloved by the community. Everyone just loved Freddy.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. I mean, I love a good kill compilation, don't get me wrong. But, like, within the context of the movie, it's weird. Like, that's what I'm getting at, is it's just bizarre in the context of the movie where it's like, yeah, Freddy's dead. Let's celebrate his life, even though he was the antagonist for 6 movies. Let's celebrate him. That's so weird to me. I don't know. It's bizarre. I mean, I guess that adds to the tongue-in-cheek nature of it.
It
And
could be like in Deadpool.
I mean, yeah, but like Deadpool has also always been like that.
Well, yeah, true.
He has always been an antithesis to Deathstroke. That is literally his whole character. Is just I'm the anti-Deathstroke, and that's all he's ever been. It would be like if Deathstroke became like a Deadpool type character. That's the difference there, I guess. But like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. This movie's something else. The acting's bad. I already talked about that a little
There's
bit.
only 3 kills in this entire movie.
Yeah, well,
And they all suck.
as goofy as it is, I do like the bed of spikes. I do like that one.
Well, it would have been better if we were shown him landing on the spikes instead of just blood popping out of him.
Well,
Like, that would have been cooler. Like, they went to so much length for Carlos's death, and everyone else was just quickly half-assed.
yeah, Carlos's was like really
Drawn
out. Again, man, that's just how it is being Mexican.
Freddie had a problem with this kid specifically.
Freddie was like, "Oh, I finally get to pick on the Mexican kid," and he's like, "And I get to use the excuse that he's deaf," and he has like this whole elaborate thing planned out on how he's gonna ruin this fucking kid's life. I did like that his head exploded, though. I thought that was funny, but like, I don't know. It was very drawn out. It was basically a torture
And
sequence.
Stacy's character was just like a repeat.
Oh, you mean Tracy?
Tracy, whatever the fuck her name was.
Yeah.
She was just like a repeat of other tough girl weightlifter in the other movie.
There was a line that got a laugh out of me, which is where Spencer was like, "Oh, I think am I crazy? Because I think I'm starting to like her." And then Carlos was like, "You are crazy." And I was like, "God, he's just like me." I was like, "God, that's me, baby. That's 100% me." But yeah, Tracy. Yeah, but I think the reasons are different.
Yeah.
Because in this one, it's because her fucking fat slob dad was like, "Give me some money," and it's just like in the most disgusting way possible. And I'm just like, "Ew, dude, what the fuck?"
Not
And,
even that. He says, "Give me some honey," and then whispers, "Nobody has to know."
and then my favorite bit is she fucking. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how funny would it be if like the only scene of graphic violence in this movie was her just beating the fuck out of her dad's face, like it like something out of Irreversible with the fire extinguisher just fucking going. And I was like, that would be so funny. And then I'm like, they're not even gonna like show his face. And then they did show his face. She's like, no, honey. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this movie, man? Oh my god. It's so fucking weird. Holy shit. And then, yeah, he fucking, I don't know. And then Freddy almost kills her, and she's like, whoops, I got yoinked out.
She burns herself to get out.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was
Because she's been learning all the dream tropes.
And then there's the bit where Freddy's encountering the doctor, and that's when he's like, oh, first they tried to do this, and then they tried to do that. And look at me, I'm still kicking. And I'm just like, all right, buddy, that's your one good scene. It's like your one good scene. That's good.
It was also funny when John was trying to get Tracy to knock him out so he could fall asleep.
Yeah.
She was like, I know a better way. And he just fucking punches
And he
her.
punches it, and then she just fucking decks him, and he fucking goes flying. Like, holy shit. And I was like, damn.
And then fucking Tracy does her little sparkly Power Ranger entrance into his dream.
What's the name of the fucking transformation in Silent Hill? The Captain Princess dance or whatever. Was that her fucking name in Silent Hill 3? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I know, but I'm trying to
I've
remember.
never played Silent Hill in my life.
Well, that's because you don't like good games, Justin.
Nice. I just found it boring.
That being said, yeah, the gameplay is not great in those games. You play those games for the atmosphere and story. You do not play those games for the gameplay because the gameplay is fucking dog booty.
We all know Ascension is the best Silent Hill.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. It's worse than this movie. So you know. But yeah, this is something else. I don't know. And then yeah, those last 10 minutes really like soured me on it, because then the movie's tone shifts to like this really like mean, like fucking let's beat the shit out of Freddy thing, which I guess is fine, but like at this point he's a lovable goofball because you've made him a fucking goofball throughout the whole movie, so I kind of felt bad watching him get just fucking annihilated. But I was like, but also he's a child killer, so whatever. But it's just like weird. I don't like, I can't put my finger on why those last 10 minutes feel so weird to me. They just feel out of place.
It doesn't feel like a real fight either.
It's just
they're just kind of grunting and rolling around on each other.
like, honestly, I would have rather Freddy just stayed in his human form, like looking like Robert Englund.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Because
too.
that was cool. I was like, oh shit, he's mortal. Like, he's actually mortal. And then no, we get like a weird flashback where the three sleep demons are like, well, you want to turn a life, Freddy? Woohoo! And then like they're the fucking the Evil Dead or some shit.
Yeah.
And they possess him, and he's like, I want it all. And I'm just like, all right. It's one of those movies, huh?
I mean, when she went into Freddy's head, that was a cool scene. That whole transition.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. It's fine.
And then just like when Catherine gets the glove and he's like, put it on. Just feels good, doesn't it? I'm like, why are you egging her on?
like what do you think?
Know she's gonna kill you.
She's gonna kill you with it. Yeah, I think it was like his last ditch effort to be like, hey, listen,
She'll carry on my work.
we can be bros, we can be pals.
I liked Freddy's little workshop though. All the different gloves looked cool.
Yeah, never used them.
Never used them.
Never. Well, I guess he did on.
Oh yeah.
I guess he did before he died, but never used him after he died. But yeah, and then like she kills him, and then she jabs a pipe bomb in him, and then she kisses him and says, "What did she say? Happy Father's Day?"
Yeah, she said Happy Father's Day.
Oh my fucking god! I didn't even fucking catch that. That's as bad as the Halloween 2 theatrical cut for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where Laurie tells Michael she loves him before she stabs him, and I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like, this man has been terrorizing you. And, like, why would you say you love him? Fucking Weinsteins, Jesus Christ, they're so stupid. I don't know, the director's cut is so much better because Michael just fucking dies. I don't know, he just fucking gets shot to shit. It's so much better. But that's what it felt like with her being like, Happy Father's Day, mwah. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? And then she's like, Freddy's dead.
So this movie's a Father's Day movie, so...
I fucking guess, dude. Also, the last 10 minutes, and only the last 10 minutes of the movie are in Freddy Vision, which means 3D. But you can't watch it in 3D unless you have a very specific DVD release, I think. Or like a fucking Laserdisc from Japan.
Why the fuck were the 3D glasses on her like invisible until after Freddy died?
Because that's the thing, bro. It was supposed to be, that was your cue to put your 3D glasses on.
That's so dumb.
And enjoy the show. All right? And you're right, it is dumb. It's weird, it's bad, I don't like it.
And how the whole doctor had to be like, in your dream, these can be anything. Just like...
But she didn't do anything with them. Like, she just put them on and they disappeared. It's not like fucking James Bond where she was like, oh, it's a bomb, and then she throws it at him and then it fucking blows up. None of that shit. It's just like, she just jams a pipe bomb in him.
Where'd she even get that?
Because Spencer was making pipe bombs because he's a fucking delinquent. And then they were like, the cops were supposed to pick up all these weapons.
Oh yeah, the whole fucking armory.
Fucking just an armory, just down there.
I was like, how did half of this shit even get snuck in?
Listen, man.
Like the fucking bat she had.
And then fucking ninja stars.
Oh yeah, where she's throwing all that shit at him and sticking him to the wall.
It's so weird.
So
and I'm just like,
dumb.
dude, what is this movie turning into? It felt like a fucking exploitation film at the end. Like, what the fuck?
It felt like fucking Alice having her montage fight again.
A little bit. But yeah, it's so weird that this is the 6th movie and there's just like no returning characters, even though there were like characters that could have returned. They're all getting dead. At. Well, Alice wasn't.
As far as we know,
Alice just fucked off. She was like, it's not my problem anymore. Freddy can suck a dick. I don't care. I'm moving to fucking Canada. I don't know. And then
she went to Florida.
Ew. Florida is
She wanted to live with the alligators and pythons.
Well, alligators and pythons are all right. They're cool. They're vibing. I respect them.
Robert Englund is in a movie called Python.
Yeah, why'd you tell me that?
I don't know.
Yeah?
Because I like that movie.
Well, now that we don't have a one-off list...
well, there's 2 Python movies, and technically 3, because you got to count Boa versus Python.
My fucking God. All right, well, isn't that fun?
A movie that counts as sequels in 2 different fucking series.
I guess we'll just talk about all of them one day at the same time. But first we got to do Evil Dead Rise and, I don't know, some other shit. Martyrs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. Can't wait to talk about that one. Ooh.
No, now I can just pick a Serbian film.
You could. Yeah, you really could. And that's the worst part of this, is that you could just pick that movie. And we would be bound by blood to do it. By the Goblin Oath. We would have to do it. And I would not... I might not enjoy it. I don't know.
You won't.
There's also... La Mesita del Comador. I think that's how you say that. La Mesita del Comador, which is basically the dining room table or the coffee table in America, I guess is what it's called. And apparently it's like this dark comedy that like there's people I follow on Twitter that like watch Martyrs like regularly. And they were like, yeah, I think I found my limit with this one. And I'm just like, how fucking bad can it be if that's your limit? Like, Jesus Christ. If you watch Martyrs regularly, how fucking bad is this Spanish film to where, but I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it to stream. I can't find it to, I don't think it has a physical release. So I don't know where to watch it. But I will find it. I will find him, and then I'll watch it. I'll be like, whoa, that was fucked up. So, but yeah, there's a lot of movies that are rough. Rough to watch. But they're fun.
August Underground isn't fun.
Well, maybe that's just because you're a baby, Justin. Maybe that's why.
Like, I don't know why. That one was just...
Yeah, you've seen, like, real people die. I don't understand it. Like, you've watched, like, actual people get murdered and just been like, oh, it's okay. Oh, it's fine. Oh, yeah, it's cool. Oh, you see how his head fell? That's awesome. but August Underground, you're like, ugh. I don't like that. Ugh. I just realized now we can just pick an American Werewolf in London and an American Werewolf in Paris.
God.
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, well, guess what? We're going to talk about both of them and one is going to be significantly better than the other one. But, I mean, well, the same thing's going to happen with Martyrs because we're going to do the American version too.
I need to watch The Howling again.
Which the American version, from what I've heard and read, is pretty fucking bad. But yeah.
Oh, we also do I Spit on Your Grave.
There's a million of those, Justin.
Yeah, the original, then the remake, then the sequels. There's
Is
like 4.
Didn't you tell me there was one where like the original girl and the girl from the reboots team up or something?
Yeah, there's something like that.
What the there's a No Way Home for I Spit on Your Grave?
I think so. If I'm remembering what I read correctly, yes.
Anyway, those are rape revenge movies.
She shoves a shotgun up some dude's ass.
I mean, let's be real. He probably deserved it.
He did.
And
then she like tied this one dude to a tree and kept his eyes open with fish hooks.
I mean, I've done that. It's the only way you can, that way you don't miss a second of a good movie like Freddy's Dead.
This is why you don't rape people, because they'll come back with some sick fucking revenge for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not the only reason you shouldn't rape somebody. But
yeah, that's not the only reason,
but I guess...
a very painful death.
Anyway. Okay, so the Peter Jackson script for Freddy's Dead, not for I Spit on Your Grave, for Freddy's Dead was apparently about teenagers who did not see Freddy as a threat and took sleeping pills to enter Freddy's world. Jackson's script also included a police officer put into a comatose state to permanently be in Freddy's realm. Okay. That's what that was about.
That's kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah, too bad that didn't happen.
Because, when you think about it, through all the history of Freddy, if they legitimately passed it on through each movie, people, would have just stopped being afraid of him. Why not invade his world and just fucking party in there and piss him off?
I don't know, because he's a hoe. Okay, I'm about to look at some reviews. This has a 4.7 on IMDb.
4.7. Can you believe it?
Wow. Can you believe it? All right, so most of the reviews are 5-star reviews.
I don't believe that.
5 out of 10. Wow, there's a lot of people are writing essays about this shit. Jesus. Okay, so to start, it's got a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes with an average rating of 3.8 out of 10. Reducing the once terrifying Dream Reaper into a goofy caricature, this joyless climax will leave audiences hoping Freddy stays dead. That is what they have to say about this. It is the second lowest rated Elm Street movie on the website, ahead of only the 2010 remake. Austin Chronicle wrote, Freddy Krueger has devolved from the horrific, ill-defined phantasm posited in the original film into a bland and annoyingly predictable boogeyman loved by kids everywhere. That sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's. Hey! The song Why Was I Born, Freddy's Dead, written for the film, was nominated for a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Original Song. In the 2010 documentary Never Sleep Again, Lisa Zane commented that she had submitted a Bond-esque ballad called The Worst Is Over for use over the end credits, but Why Was I Born was chosen instead. Director Rachel Talalay had worked with Iggy Pop on the 1990 film Crybaby and offered him the chance to compose a song for the film. It's not the best thing that could have happened, because you have, I mean, the Ramones did a song for Pet Sematary called Pet Sematary, and that's a fucking banger. So,
something in a pet cemetery. I don't
See,
remember how it
good
goes.
job, dude. Good job.
I
You
don't
did it. You got it down exactly.
Yeah,
I'm going to hold that against you forever.
word for word.
I'm going to hold it against you forever. Okay.
Pet Cemetery remake sucked.
Yeah, I read about it. It doesn't sound like it's very good. I'm sure we'll get to that. We'll probably do all three of those movies in one because there's Pet Sematary and Pet Sematary 2, and then Pet Sematary, the fucking remake that's weird. That, I don't know, it's not great.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's, yeah. Anyway,
Just like the Children of the Corn.
well, that was, that was something else completely. That's just a bad movie. So anyway, a tragic end.
A tragic.
Says Night of the Living Dawn. This is going to be the most useless comment I have ever put down, but yet I must do it to warn you about the atrocity to cinema that Freddy's Dead is. It is not only the very worst chapter of the Nightmare series, but it is right up there with the worst horror sequel of all time. It was boring, pointless, and nearly death-free. The horrible 3D ending and over-the-top corny kills are enough to drive this film into the ground. However, it doesn't stop there. Just add bad acting, a terrible script, and a number of cheesy cameos, and you've got yourself this heaping pile of guano. It's no wonder why Freddy, as always played by Freddie England, has made two post-mortem appearances. I would too if I went out like that. This is a strictly fans-only movie. Don't stare at our shame. What? So are you saying you like it or not? I don't. What?
Yeah, I don't get what he's trying to say.
What a. I'm not reading this whole ass essay, but somebody said I'd rather watch Busta Rhymes kick Michael Myers' ass again. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Freddy dead. Oh my god. I'm telling you, everybody's writing like fucking goddamn essays.
They had harsh feelings about this movie.
Freddy's dead or he wants to be after watching this. God awful. The worst nightmare is the more appropriate title. Look, I love Freddy Krueger, but even for a fan like myself, it's hard to find anything good about this movie. The horrible jokes, one-liners, puns, just stop. I remember Freddy being scary. Seriously, is Freddy saying such things as no screaming while the bus is in motion, or I'll get you my pretty and your little soul too, as he rides a frickin' broom? Or the worst, the whole Power Glove scene. Beat my high score. I cringe just thinking about it. Robert Englund didn't deserve this. The Freddy makeup is crap, more like a creepy old man than a horribly disfigured bird victim. I was so ticked off after seeing this at the theater. Why? Why cameos from Roseanne and Tom Arnold? I personally don't think the franchise, despite 3 other Freddy films, Freddy vs. Jason included, will ever recover and be scary again. Wow.
I don't think Freddy vs. Jason was meant to be scary.
Yeah, that one's just, I mean, you get what you fucking pay for with that one.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? Since when was the Nightmare on Elm Street movies Comtes?
Comtes?
The first one had little swish lines that got a chuckle, but this is more like slapstick where Freddy's playing the video game and when he's pushing a bed of nails on the road. And the director is talking like she made the greatest of the Freddy movies, saying the genre should be comedy. Nightmare 5 was all dark and gothic-y, and this one needed to be comedy. What the fuck? Aren't they supposed to be dark and gothic-y? Overall, there's too much over-the-top cum day, and it's just annoying hearing Freddy come out with these annoying one-liners. Utterly pathetic. If there was a way to give this movie a minus, I would have already done it. It was pathetic in every single way. They should have stopped after 3, yet here we are. Don't waste your time. It truly is really pathetic. Pure trash. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a shame Nightmare on Elm Street franchise has come to this. What was once a pretty great original became a joke of itself. It sucked back in 91 and even worse now in 2021. Honestly, not even worth a review. God, it's 20 something years old. Wow. 30 actually. Wow. God damn, 30. Fuck. Oh my god. All right. Oh, baby, I'm feeling old. Worst installment ever. Everything that made Freddy Krueger great in the first place doesn't exist in this flop of a film. It made money, actually. Horrible. This movie was just terrible. The first movie wasn't that great. I mean, well, wow. The first movie wasn't that great. I mean, it's ridiculously stupid if they didn't have enough. With the first 5 films, you had to add another one. Why just not make this into an ongoing series like James Bond? I'll tell you exactly why, because the Bond films are actually very, very good, and these films just stink. Every Bond film, brother,
Yeah, I was
even
gonna say that's
Moonraker,
debatable.
even fucking what's the last one Pierce Brosnan did? Even that one? Come on, dude. Come on. Ugh. Come on. You fucking weirdo. Anyway, I don't understand. Was this supposed to be a cross between genres like horror and comedy? For goodness sake, my 1-year-old niece wouldn't be scared of such a ridiculous attempt at horror. A spit in the face of people who at least want to be scared at some point in a so-called horror film.
Okay, Carlito.
Please no more. Please no more of these movies. Jesus. A good laugh, but one of the worst films I've ever seen. Indeed, Freddy's dead. I laughed so hard throughout this monstrosity, but still felt as if this franchise needed to die. The direction is horrid. The script was no better, and the story was just so bad. So yes, I enjoyed this movie. However, it ruins anything positive left after 4 and 5. New Nightmare revitalized Freddy, and Freddy vs. Jason was a fun horror duel. Please, however, if you watch this movie, beware. It very well may turn you away from the horror genre permanently. I can't unsee it, but you can turn back. Just skip to New Nightmare for the good of all mankind. Sorry, Robert. F minus 10 out of 10.
But then there are people who hate fucking New Nightmare.
Yeah, because people think it's boring.
It's not, though.
I mean, I can see what they're saying, but I don't agree. The Final Nightmare, finally. By far, I have never seen such a joke of a movie. It is surprising to me. Why would anyone put this crap on a high spot in any of the polls? The acting, the storyline are just atrocious. The pace is so slow and uninteresting that you fall asleep halfway the movie's run. The comedic approach and references to pop culture are done absolutely wrong. You can see the influence if the early 90s cinematography, and it is not a good news.
What?
The cast is so bad and annoying that you actually get with why any of those kids have or had a career. Even Robert Englund did not try in this one and gave up. His mediocre efforts throughout this movie are now epic. Avoid this garbage at all costs. I will say there is that bit at the beginning where Tracy's like fucking with Carlos, and then he takes his hearing thing off and it goes silent. I thought that was kind of cool. But that makes me think, was he deaf in his other ear then?
No, he could hear out of one ear. That was the point of Freddy sticking that Q-tip through that one, so he could make him completely deaf.
Yeah, but like, could he only hear out of that one ear with the hearing aid?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. That's stupid. Whatever. Oh, that scene was kind of cool too, where he stuck the fucking Q-tip all the way through. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, that hurt to look at.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You've watched people die. Anyway, embarrassing. This movie is an insult to fans of the franchise simply because of how lazy it is and how dumb it is. It's not scary. Freddy is a Looney Tunes cartoon. The kills aren't interesting. Nothing works in this cheap piece of cinema. Plus, the ending is kind of silly. I won't spoil anything, though. Just go watch the first 3, maybe the first 4 films. They're much better. Wouldn't recommend.
I'd say watch 1, 2, 3, and 5. And you're good.
Yeah, because I don't like... I like Alice's character in 5 more than I do in 4. Because in 4, she feels like a nothing character that just kind of becomes strong because all her friends die. And then, but it's not because she's like facing adversity. It's because she's getting their souls.
She was Ray before Ray existed.
Okay, but listen, Ray was trained. We've been over this.
I know. I'm not one of those.
We've been over this. All right? We've been over this.
I don't care about Ray's character. It's fucking space magic. Why are you trying to make sense of it?
Who gives a shit?
Just enjoy it.
I'm gonna fucking have an aneurysm. You gave me PTSD, brother. You gave me those flashbacks. Why? This movie is so bad. Why did this movie ever happen?
Why do this movie?
The Carlos death is awful, useless, and too slow in comparison to the rest of the movie. The Spencer death is something so bad that I can't use words to describe it, and I thought that it was better. Quit this movie. What? But I don't know why I continued. Some scenes are purely stupid and dumb. No silly or lazy or things like that. It's just awful and dumb. I had a good time watching it because this isn't boring, but it had a good rhythm throughout. This is dumb and useless. What the fuck? I was trying to do a bit, and then he got positive all of a sudden.
Yeah, he was like tragically hurt by the movie, and then just was like, it was all right.
I had fun though. Yeah, I was on a Ferris wheel and like half the people died, but yeah, I had fun. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say roller coaster.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's funnier if a Ferris wheel, if people die on a fucking Ferris wheel.
Well, I mean, if a Ferris wheel falls, I don't think anyone's getting off that alive.
Well, you know, if you really pray, maybe God will be like, I got you, and just you. Everybody else though, sorry, I can't help you. You didn't pray. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, 1991 review. Steps to watching Freddy's Dead Nightmare. Step 1. Download I'm Awake Now by the Goo Goo Dolls. Step 2. Throw the whole movie into the trash bin. Step 3. Profit. Yeah, cute little South Park joke, bro. You made it about 10 years after it was relevant. Jesus Christ.
Wait, the underpants nose.
Yeah. Dude made this post in 2019. That was a meme when I was in junior high in like 2007. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of you fucking labo. That has to be a kid that like just discovered South Park. There's no fucking way. Oh my god. Total mockery. This movie was just way too crappy. It failed at every aspect you could think of. I will admit, they did put some semi-funny one-liners in this movie. In the first movie, Freddy was scary. In this movie, he is sort of like Mary Poppins. I am grateful that Craven decided to make a number 7 to the series before anybody else tried to make a comedy out of it. Okay, but again, it's not really it's not really a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's more of just a fucking movie that just happens to have a demon that thinks it's Freddy Krueger. That's really what it is, and it's really good. I like it a lot. I can't wait to watch that one again. It's just a shame that it's trapped on the same Blu-ray disc as fucking New Nightmare in the box set. This film is dead. More so than any other type of film, monster movies undoubtedly produce the greatest amount of sequels. This is the absolute worst. What point was that? Why? Okay, this is the absolute worst entry of the Nightmare series. Freddy Krueger has devolved from the horrific, ill-defined fat. Okay, you're just quoting Wikipedia. All right, that's what he's quoting a fucking Wikipedia review. I'm not even gonna read that, dude.
What a lazy ass.
The fuck out of here. At least make your thoughts your own. What the fuck?
Yeah, as we sit here and read reviews.
The absolute. Well, because this is funny. We're laughing at these fucking people. It's funny to see what they think and then laugh at them when they're like, oh, by the way, the first one's bad too. And I'm like, okay. The absolute worst of the series. This is by far the worst of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. No scares, comedy, acting, or plot. Bad in all places. It should not be viewed by anyone except maybe diehard Freddy fans. 1 out of 10. And then I love this. Hold on. If you want to see good horror movies, check out Puppet Master, Skinned Alive, Sleepaway Camp, Slumber Party Massacre, and other Full Moon Pictures flicks. Who are you?
Oh, better?
Who the fuck are you? Are you Kale? You cannot be Kale. You cannot be Kale. And he would have wrote this when he was like fucking 7. There's no way. It might be Kale, actually. He's just had access to a computer at that young of an age.
I mean, I watched all the Sleepaway Camp movies in a row because I was bored one day. Those are so fucking dumb.
I like he says, for other recommendations, check out the other comments I have sent in by clicking on my name above this comment section. I forget that back in the day, IMDb reviews were technically like a discussion comment section. They weren't really reviews. Like, it wasn't like a review. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. As bad as part 2. All right, buddy. All right, I'm going to make you sound like a fucking dork. Everything about this one is a stinker. The plot, the acting, the Freddy kills, etc., etc. It is poorly executed in all the ways that a film could be, and it takes its place next to Freddy's Revenge as the very worst of the series. All right, first of all, you're just homophobic. Second of all, you're a dork. I'm not gonna take that from you, all right, buddy? I'm not going to take that. Part 2 is fine. Y'all are just silly. I give up. I give up. This is just stupid. It was so bad. By the 50-minute mark, I fell asleep, and wow, that's the whole premise? To not fall asleep? There is absolutely, positively, definitely most stupid movie ever. Why did you say there is, brother? Wes Craven, this is my... Hold on. Why are you saying this to Wes Craven? He didn't fucking make this movie. Wes Craven, this is my 3 words to you. I hate you. They just do it for the money. Wow. And because it's so bad, they made the last few bits 3D. Wow, big whoop. So yeah, negative 1 million out of 10. Anyways, movies to be reviewed. Terminator. Terminator 2. Terminator 3. Terminator Salvation. Rocky. Rocky 2. Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, Saw. Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6, Saw 7, Scary Movie, Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3, Scary Movie 4, Exorcist, Exorcist 2, and Exorcist 3. My man just fucking made a to-do list at the end of his fucking review.
What a genius.
Oh my god. Easily the worst in the series. Not only the worst nightmare, but quite possibly the worst film ever made. I can't even sit through this movie anymore. And I can count the number of movies on one hand that I can truly say that about. The acting is abysmal. The script is atrocious. The effects are horrible. There's not a single thing redeeming about this film. Horrible. I cannot stress how bad of a movie this is, but you're trying, brother. And I don't mean the good kind of bad. I mean junk. Anyone involved in the making of this turd, with the exception of Robert Englund, should have been legally barred from participating in the creation of anything involving a camera. Damn, not even porn, bro. What a way to go out, man. What a way.
You're banned from all cameras.
0 out of 10. Horrible slop. Lisa Zane, Robert Englund, Yaphet Kotto, Breckin Myers, Tom Arnold, Roseanne. I like how it's just Roseanne. Johnny Depp and Alice Cooper. Avoid at all costs. This is a piece of poop. Horrible slop. Terrible junk. I hate this finale of evil Fred Krueger who kills people in their dreams. This has horrible effects and has lame one-liners. You don't give a fudge when kids die. The death scenes are horribly directed, and this is the worst acted film. By the end, you're rooting for Freddy to slaughter them all, then kill the director, Jesus Christ, then gut the writer, then commit suicide?
Jesus.
What the fuck? My rating, F-. Horrid. My man really went out. Really fucking lost it at the end there. Christ. Wretched. Okay, I really don't like horror movies, but this one is so badly made, it isn't even capable of frightening people. 0 script, 0 acting, 0 everything. I just can't understand how people can waste money and work on a pile of garbage like this. Nice.
There's a horror movie. I don't remember what the fuck it's called, but there's like 3 of them. It's about a monster and a dog that have a psychic link to each other. Yeah.
Well, once you figure that out, we're watching it.
There's 3 of them.
I remain convinced that the entire Freddy series is a comedy. Man, as if the first one wasn't bad enough, they had to go on to make this one. Oh, man. Some directors should know when to quit. They would save themselves a lot of embarrassment. This movie was a nightmare, just not in the sense that they would have liked. It has absolutely no redeeming qualities worth mentioning. This was the first movie I actually laughed out loud because the acting was so bad. Wow. Final Nightmare, you can sure call this thing a nightmare. Elm Street 4 through 6 are definitely a nightmare, but in a whole different way. They're the kind of movies that give sequels a bad name. Even though Child's Play and Aliens passed successfully the third movie limit, the problem with... Well, this is before Bride of Chucky came out. I guarantee you he did not like that. No, this is after. This is before Seed of Chucky came out, so he probably definitely didn't like that one. The problem with this movie is the same one 4 and 5 had. Losing contact with the series' original idea. Horror. The movie has more funny Freddy. It's not scary at all. And for the big climax, we get one of the biggest jokes I ever saw on the big screen. The badly done 3D climax. Yawn. At least they said this is it. The big ending. Yeah, right. Well, it was a yeah, right until the fucking shit-ass remake. But we'll get to that.
The movie's called Watchers.
Watchers?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're going to go to the 10s. This is interesting because people really like this one. Okay. Freddy at his finest. in the final installment. Well, this has to be the best A Nightmare on Elm Street movie since the original, maybe even better. I never had a chance to see A Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 5 in the theater or this one, but I do remember it being released on video for the first time. I wanted to rent this movie, but never really had the chance. And then one day I came home to my television, and it was on pay-per-view. I watched it. I laughed. I cried. And all the way to the final scene, I wanted more. Freddy is finally dead, and they did it the best way they could. Want to find out how? Rent it. The way he phrased, I came home to my television and it was on pay-per-view, makes it sound like his TV turned itself on and Freddy's Dead was on pay-per-view. And he was like, all right, I'll check it out. Good Freddy movie. I love most of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Number 2 really okay, buddy. Number 2 really sucked. The Final Freddy movie wasn't too bad. In my opinion, they are a lot better than the Friday the 13th movies. However, I wish this movie had more guts and gore and was more scarier. Don't get me wrong, I love Freddy's sense of humor, but I love to see people get butchered in pieces. Jesus Christ. People really just aired it out. I also loved how they showed Freddy as a human being in the last Freddy movie. Robert Englund is a sweetie, smiley face.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. I think this person just wants to fuck Robert Englund.
Probably.
I mean, I can't blame her. But, I can, but I won't. More of a comedy than a horror. I saw this movie with my friend, and we couldn't stop laughing. I mean, there was nothing scary about this movie. It was funny. All the lines Freddy said were hilarious. I think they shouldn't have even made a new Nightmare and just gone to Freddy vs. Jason. Although some parts were gross, like the head blowing up. And any Elm Street film from 1 through 5 sucked.
What?
This was the best besides number 1. I wouldn't recommend this movie if you want a good horror, but if you have nothing else to do, rent this and you'll laugh a lot. I want to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it would be scary.
Which one is he talking about?
Oh my fucking God. I love it when they do like a little to-do list at the end. Just like, I want to watch TCM next. Like,
But
so
which
funny.
one? The originals?
Well,
the remake?
This is from December 24th, 2003, so I'm assuming the remake.
That one was good.
Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, overall grade B-. You still haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, have you?
I've seen them all. I just don't remember.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is the best one.
Which one has Matthew McConaughey?
That's 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When he jumps off and makes that weird-ass noise.
I can't replicate. Freddy's Final Killing. Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare was made and released in 1991, leaving Freddy Krueger in his final movie of killing people in their dreams. Freddy finally meets his child, who is now grown up. She fights against him in his final dream of hers. Freddy dies and his daughter lives happily ever after.
What does he mean, met his daughter? He knew who his daughter was.
Jesus
She just
Christ.
didn't know. Which again begs the question, why wasn't Freddy just fucking with her dreams?
Jesus. Wonderful movie. This is a wonderful movie. It's scary. Freddy is killed, supposedly for good in it, by being taken out of a dream and blown up. It is also revealed that he got his power from dream demons. That's the whole review.
Now
That's
the
it.
penguins walk across the Arctic.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Awesome series. This whole series are all awesome, but I have one small problem. So it says Freddy has finally killed all the teens, but however, after watching the 5th one about Alice Johnson who was trying to save her unborn child, when it says Freddy killed every teen, that means he killed Alice. But however, he never killed Alice. She has survived at the end of this movie and saved her unborn child. She survived because of Amanda Kruger who helped her out. Even Nancy survived, though she wasn't teen anymore. She died from something else. Yeah, from Freddy, you fucking idiot. What? But anyway, I love this whole series. It just gets better and better every time. My favorite one from this series was the one in the 5th one.
The one in the 5th one. What does that mean?
I even loved A New Nightmare when Nancy comes back one last time. It's not Nancy. It's Heather Langenkamp. My man. My man. What the fuck? Holy shit. Oh my God. Hold on. There were a lot of scary parts, funny parts, even a lot of gross blood and gore parts.
What?
I'd watch them over and over again. I'd even buy the whole series on DVD as well. I don't know why there are people who didn't think this was scary at all or liked Freddy, but I know it's awesome. That's like a little kid, dude.
Oh, good on you, dude.
Oh my God. Here we go. The master, Jacob John Taylor 1.
Yeah,
You ready?
let's go.
You ready, Justin?
Do it.
I'm already fucking laughing because of the fucking title. Part 6 is scarier than the first 5. Don't get me wrong. The first 5 movies of A Nightmare on Elm Street are very scary, but this one is scarier. I do understand why people complain so much about this movie because there were few jokes. I did not think they were very funny. But they were not as bad as the joke in popular comedies like The Hangover or A Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The first 5 movies of A Nightmare on Elm Street were very intense, and this one was even more intense. They're scarier movie. Wes Craven's New Nightmare is scarier, but still this is very scary. One of scariest movies made before 1994. This movie has a great storyline, great acting, great special effects. This is a great movie. See it. I consider this horror fantasy because Freddy is a ghost. Oh my God. I know people this movie because on the rating it got 5 out of 10. People who like this movie need to speak up. New Nightmare is better, but come on, it's not the worst movie ever. Far from it. Godspeed, Jacob John Taylor 1. I hope you're still out there kicking right in these reviews, man. These are incredible. Oh, I love this guy. I love him so much. Anyway, that's it.
That's it.
That's all of them.
We got him.
That's
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we finally figured it out. We finally figured out how to kill Freddy. You just put him in you just give him a fucking pipe bomb.
No, first you bear hug him out of the dream, then you put him in a pipe bomb.
Oh yeah, I thought that was funny too, how they were just like, where is he? And then he's like in the basement for some reason. It's so weird. This movie's so fucking weird, man.
It's like the doctor said, "Oh, I'll know that you've got him because of this machine," and then she like visually has her arms up.
Yeah, which
she's like, "He's got him." She's got him.
It feels like a fucking cartoon. I'm telling you, it's a fucking cartoon, man. I mean, listen, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't really know if I can tell you what the worst thing I've ever seen is, but it wasn't like
Critters 3.
All right, well, is that worse than Jeepers Creepers 4?
No.
Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers Reborn. That's probably the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, the worst movie I've ever seen is Grudges, which is the fucking 2021 Grudge. That's the worst one I've ever seen, because that movie fucking sucked. The movie was not good. There was nothing redeeming about that movie at all. Like, that was a bad movie. That was not a good movie. Ugh.
Terrible.
Yeah, we talked about that one, I don't know, like 20 episodes ago. So
the Chucky remake's pretty bad too.
Oh, Child's Play?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not great.
Disgruntled employee puts a virus on a fucking robot.
Yeah. No Charles Lee Ray. No Shangri-La or whatever
the only
the fuck.
thing worse anything in that movie is Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, she's cool. She's aight. I like her. She's good in Scott Pilgrim. She's good in that one. Everybody's good in that one. What am I saying? Everybody's good in Scott Pilgrim. But yeah, so I don't know, man. This is a movie that came out, and it was all right. Not really. I didn't really like it. Well, I mean, final thoughts are, it's fun.
It's fun.
But those last 10 minutes really fucking sucked everything out of me.
I stopped giving a crap at the video game scene. That just pulls me completely out of it.
Yeah. Why would Freddy, like he's not even a dude that likes video games. Like, is the connection supposed to be that he's a stoner, he must like playing games? Like, is that the connection they were trying to make there? Because that's dumb. But like,
it would have made more sense if Freddy killed him in some way involving smoke.
Yeah, like if Freddy, you know what I would have given for Freddy to just be played by Snoop Dogg for like 5 seconds, and just have him be like, I think this is before Snoop Dogg became like popular though, but like just for him to be like, want to get high, because that's what he does. He's like, want to get high, and also, wasn't he's. I remember Breckenmeyer turning into like a fucking slug. I don't know why I remember that, but I remember Freddy being like, "You want to get high," and then
That's in Freddy versus Jason.
okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, because it's the same idea where there's a stoner, right?
Yeah, and he sees Freddy as a slug, and he's like, "Oh, this is totally cool," and then it jumps in his mouth.
Oh God, if I had a nickel, anytime. Anyway, I've had a lot of things jump in my mouth, Justin. Sometimes by choice, but
Okay.
but they weren't slugs, but they were slimy sometimes.
Oh my god.
But
Jeez.
I like doing that. Anyway, so but yeah, so it's real weird. It's real weird that that's how that, like, yeah, it would have been great if Freddy was just like, "Hey, you want to get high?" And then like he's like, "I bet you can't outsmoke me." And then it's a whole scene of him trying to outsmoke Freddy, and then of course Freddy's gonna win. And if you want to make him a fucking cartoon character, just go all the way and make his like chest get really big, and he's like, "You can't outsmoke me, Spencer." And then do some shit like that, and then Spencer's like lungs blow up or something, and he fucking chokes to death. That would have been cool. But no, instead they're like, and then it's
video
like
game.
a video game. Yeah.
The
You had your
worst
chance.
was when it was showing him in real life,
Oh,
bouncing
yeah.
around in the house
The
and all
fucking,
that.
that was so bizarre.
Yeah, Freddy Manor now.
And again, I know she was like, it's supposed to be like Twin Peaks, but like David Lynch does shit like that too. But again, it's played completely straight. And you see this fast movement, and you're like, this is fucking scary, actually. Like that's the like, what are you like? What a movie, huh? What a movie. It's fine, I guess. It's not the worst one because it's not boring. Like 4's kind of boring. Like I thought 5 was my least favorite, but 5 has my favorite kill, so probably not. But 6, I don't know. 6 is probably still the worst one, actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Aside from the remake.
Yeah, aside from the remake, which is... We'll talk about that one. Oh, buddy, we're going to talk about that one after Freddy vs. Jason, which we are 2 episodes away from.
Yeah, next we got, Jason X?
Yeah, we got Jason X, then New Nightmare, and then Freddy vs. Jason.
Fuck yeah.
And then Nightmare on Elm Street remake. But then Friday the 13th remake.
Which is better.
And then that is the last one. And then we're finally fucking done. And then we're going to do Evil Dead Rise.
Boom.
Scream.
Boom.
Martyrs.
Boom.
Scream 2.
Boom.
And then I don't know what's going to be in between the Scream movies. But we'll figure it out.
I get to pick that one.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just each off week, we'll pick what movie we want to do, which means Justin's gonna fucking pick Salo or a Serbian film,
Nah, I won't go right into those.
or he's gonna pick fucking Irreversible.
I want to make you. I want to find one of the like really random out of place horror movies that I like and make you watch it.
It's gonna be a 30-minute episode.
Like when you had to watch Animal, but that one turned out to be a good movie.
Yeah, it was all right. I think I had my issues with it, but it was all right. I thought it was fine. I think Keke Palmer should have been the final girl. She was until she wasn't, actually. Because they were playing her up like she was going to be the final girl. And then,
Yeah, that's what I thought the whole time, and then she gets eaten.
and then
It's
she
like,
gets ate.
Okay, this girl gets to get spared because she's pregnant.
Yeah. and then the other animal finds its dead brother, and it made me sad.
Like, no.
And I was just like, oh, okay. The dangers of deforestation, everybody.
The dangers of deforestation.
The consequences, rather, of deforestation. You might unsettle something that'll eat your bones.
Yeah, like knuckle bones.
All right. You ever thought about, like, how we haven't explored, like, the ocean floor completely?
Uh-huh.
And
All the time.
You ever think that there might be, like, something really fucking big down there?
Probably.
Like, I mean, like, gargantuan.
Yeah.
And like, we wouldn't even be able to, like, comprehend how big it is. That's what I think sometimes. Like maybe Cthulhu's floating around down there somewhere.
No, he's in space.
Okay, but like, what if he isn't?
Well, then-
Also, isn't he supposed to be like super big?
yeah, he's fucking huge.
That's scary. That's scary. Just the idea of something being that giant and just being like, well, that's that. that's
Guess
my
I'm
day.
dead now.
That's my day. Like, I love Godzilla, but I think seeing something that big would probably make me cry. Like in real life, I think I would just be like, all right, well, I'm gonna die. C'est la vie. Good movie. Good movie. Godzilla -1's very good. Go see it. Justin, go see it.
I still need to see it.
You have 3 days.
Awesome.
Like straight up 3 days. You have 3 days to see it before it gets pulled from the United States. It's really good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But yeah, so Freddy's dead. Final thoughts for me. I already said. Justin, what are your final thoughts?
Well, same as you. I wasn't bored watching it, but my God, does this movie suck?
You said your girlfriend liked it, though,
She said 7 out of 10.
which is pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And that's the thing. People
I mean, if you're watching all the movies, you might as well watch it.
people can like bad movies, and people can not like good movies. It happens all the time.
Yeah, like
I got friends that don't like New Nightmare, and I got other friends that, I don't know, like schlock. So
a lot of Critters 2. I like Critters 2.
all right, well, I guess we'll talk about that one someday.
Well, then I'd have to watch 3, and I fucking hate 3.
Okay, well, after Scream, you get to pick the franchise.
Awesome.
And then after that, I get to pick the franchise. So off weeks, we're going to alternate picking, and franchises, we're going to alternate picking.
Yeah, this makes it simpler.
Simpler. But if there's a movie that comes out for a franchise that we've already discussed,
Then that has to get done.
that gets priority. Yes. That's why Evil Dead rises after all this shit. All these millions of other movies, it feels like. There's
They
a lot
just
of
keep coming.
Friday
and
the
they
13th.
don't stop coming.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I'm not doing this. Anyway, so yeah, just wait till we cover Shrek.
A true horror
A
masterpiece.
true horror masterpiece. So yeah, that's the episode. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Facebook. Where
Yeah.
Justin,
Thanks for the one person who followed recently.
where Justin will fucking watch stuff and be like, "Hey, this fucking sucks," and then he talks about it a little bit. And then, watch us on YouTube or listen to us on YouTube. I guess listen to us on fucking wherever you listen to your shit. I don't know, man. Fucking pirate it. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I'm not your fucking dad. I'm not gonna tell you how to listen to us. But do that. Have fun. So yeah, that's all we got. Any closing remarks, Justin?
I don't know.
Awesome. He doesn't know.
I'm fucking tired.
He's tired.
Hey, but at least I'm getting a raise and a promotion, so
He says that. But
Yeah.
he'll be unemployed within a month. So
this is all depending on if someone new actually shows up to take my spot that I'm working in right now.
yeah, man, that's how it be sometimes.
I mean, I'm still getting a raise regardless, but
That's how it be sometimes. But yeah, that's all we got.
all we got.
So
Yeah. I need to play Gears of War again.
Yeah, so all right. We'll catch you next time when we look at Jason X.
The best Friday the 13th.
To some people, it really is,
or
yeah.
Jason movie, because it's not Friday the 13th.
Yeah, technically not. It's kind of crazy that, that there's just a big old box set that I have of all these movies. It's very nice. I like it a lot. Jason X
Next.
is next. More like Jason next. Justin's going to shoot me after this. So anyway.
Why would I do that? I make lamer puns than that.
No, it happens. Anyway, all right. Bye-bye, everybody. Don't forget to sleep at least 6 hours.
At least.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ooh, baby, a triple.